EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the Carolinas and Bank of America Stadium here in Uptown Charlotte. Fall is in the air and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in Week 4.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go, set.
First play, and Young is going to throw it.
He finds his man, complete. That's Shaw. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 12 yards on the gain. A great start for this offense.
That's a good start to the ball game. Maybe a little bit of a tone setter offensively. They come out throwing right away, and it's an early completion and a quick first down.
Now Young.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. The Panthers had 0-3 here to begin the campaign, and you hate to have to say it this early in the season, but getting close to must-win time, is it not?
And I totally understand why you expressed it that way, because it's so early in the season, it feels like hyperbole. But I think you are spot on this one. Yes, there's still time to turn things around, but they've got to start to win right now if they have any hopes of trying to make the playoffs.
9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that, because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th.
Let's go.
Here's Young.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got him there complete.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That's a 4th down pickup of 10 yards, and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side.
So the 4th down conversion has him inside the 40 now, 1st and 10.
Now here's Young.
This ball taken in here by Brooks.
He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
You talk about this Falcon defense.
It's quite a unit. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6.
Let's go now.
Here's Young from the shotgun. And this is caught. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Panthers put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. You'd have to imagine for a team that's lost 3 straight games, scoring first in this first quarter has to feel pretty good.
It has to feel great for them, and also it's a nice signal to the rest of the team because we talk about complementary football all the time. So they've now signaled to the defense, now signaled to the kicking game, hey, we're here to play in this one. We're going to do our part. Let's see if you guys will do the exact same, and we can break this losing streak.
The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. A run for the first time with Bijan Robinson. And he'll get a few yards here to the 34.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Here's a 2nd and 7. That is complete downfield to Knox. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
I guess we got a good idea about what the game plan is for attacking this secondary. No beating around the bush with this crew. His first throw of the game is a deep shot, and it connects. That's a tendency breaker right there because normally you build up to the big shot, but not in this case.
And he'll get it inside the 35.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
He's got his target. It's the tight end Knox. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. They'll run with Robinson. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
You can do one of 2 things after a penalty. You can hang your head, or you can get mad and redouble your efforts. I think we just saw the latter there as they stopped him for no gain.
A line of scrimmage, once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. Again, it'll be Robinson. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. It's a quarterback sneak. And he is over the line for another rushing touchdown.
Is he a quarterback or is he a tailback?
A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. Extra point right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Young. The throw out wide going to be incomplete. You talk about this Falcon defense.
It's quite a unit, that's for sure. Number one in the NFL against the pass.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. On 1st and 10, it's Brooks. And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. A gain of just 1. Well, this defense for the Falcons, they were terrific a week ago in that win over Detroit.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Now Young.
And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Young.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 41-yard line. 3 catches last week. He's got 3 in the first quarter here tonight.
7-7, our score after 1.
Score tied 7-7.
Young going to give to Brooks.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Young to throw it.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by A.J. Terrell. And the Falcons are going to get it back here just past the 35.
They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. And the head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
They start on the ground with Robinson here.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
They'll look to throw. Wide open is Watkins. He's got him. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. First target, first catch, and a 1st down.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6.
Back to throw.
This is complete to Watkins on the slant. 7 yards on the quick slant and a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Out of the gun, they give to Robinson. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into him because they were there to help break that pass up.
In motion left goes a tight end. On third down, he'll drop to throw. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 15-yard line. Give them 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Looking left side for Watkins, and he's got it. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
I think as he began this throw, you saw that the area was congested, but he has a lot of confidence in his arm, and he fits that one in there nicely. They pick up the catch. Not much yardage afterwards.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a first and goal.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
Robinson is going to go backwards. He'll lose yardage back to the 5. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
First carry of the game for Zamir White. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Zamir White, his first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Falcons have taken the lead. Point after here coming up. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So done now following the score. Back out to send this away. Oh, and a nice return, but he takes a big shot at the end of it. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula to get them down?
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Alontae Taylor.
Well, those have been a problem for him all season, but never quite as much as they have in these last few minutes. Let's count it up now. A pair of picks on his team's last 2 drives and double-digit interceptions this season. I don't care if you're the best in the game or an undrafted rookie. You've got to take better care of the football or you're going to cost your team chances.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, that's an excellent way to get the pass rush activated. The first sack of the game for them comes on the first play of the drive, and it makes it very tough for the opponent to pick up a first down now, playing behind the sticks.
We've hit the 2-minute mark in the second quarter. 14-7. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20.
27 yards there, a first down.
They'll send the tight end in motion left.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
They just keep trying, but so far, finding no room for him to run.
None whatsoever. In fact, you run the numbers. He's under 3 yards a carry at the moment. They'll come up 2nd and 7.
Now back to throw. And it'll be intercepted.
Picked up by Antonio Johnson. And the Panthers are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
Following the interception, Young. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Credit the sack to the safety, Jesse Bates.
Ready up at the 9-yard line.
Trap 60, trap 60. Ready.
To throw, Young. Throwing left side, it's complete. A gain of 28 yards there and given the first down.
And they were backed up to start the drive, but not anymore. Now, that's the play call that the offensive coordinator had in his head. You saw the end result. He wanted to go ahead and push the ball downfield, and that's what they did. And they wound up with good yardage there to get things rolling.
Young is intercepted for the 3rd time this game. Inside the 10.
And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown.
It just appeared there that the defense, they had that read from the moment the ball was snapped. And not only did they get the interception, add a nice return on top of it, all the way into the end zone for a defensive touchdown.
Yeah, and the guy who made the play, he gets the points, but it really was a group effort, wasn't it? How about the coaches? They've got to be so excited. All the preparation, time in the film room, it translated into a big play that put points on the board for their team.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 21-7.
Here's Dunn now as he'll run up and send this one away.
A lane opens here. He's past the 30. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Young will set to throw. He's going to try and go deep again. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
And the Falcons will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. Well, Charles, you're so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway.
And a pretty poor kick here at Dutch. It to the landing zone, and that means he'll move the ball out to the 40-yard line. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Oh, here's a fake on the jet sweep, and a give to Robinson. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. They've got a pretty comfortable lead right now, but maybe a little too careless with the football that time for the rookie.
I think the key word there is comfortable. And there's two schools of thought on it. With that type of a lead, maybe you can take a few more chances because you have a cushion. Others will tell you, don't eat up the cushion with careless play. He'll learn to ride that line as he moves on in his career.
Out of the gun, it's Young. He finds his man, complete. It's Shaw. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 11 yards and a Panther first down.
And this is what they're going to need more of. It's the third quarter. You're trailing. You've got to come out with a renewed sense of purpose. And that's a nice way to kick off the drive with good yardage and a first down.
They run out of the gun with Brooks here. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
That was a route run, not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Young now. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now 2nd down.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Young to throw it. He finds his man, complete. That's Shaw. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down.
Here we go, set.
They'll try and run here with Brooks. And he will have the 1st down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
Here's Brooks. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Not a whole lot there on 1st and goal, and that's what you're looking for defensively. You'll certainly live with giving up just a yard or 2 in this situation.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. Looking to throw, Young. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Once you get into the red zone, space is at a premium for receivers to try and operate and shake themselves free. That one's incomplete.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal.
Warriors 70.
Young working out of the gun. And my goodness, another interception. Picked by the linebacker, Brian Asamoah. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. And, Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half, and for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick 6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out, and as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42. Great return.
We all know the teams never want to use the word panic. But if they expect to win this game, it has to start right here, right now. That return just set them up for points, and it needs to be a touchdown, not a field goal.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. The slot man in motion right. Back to it after the pick six. Young. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Got a man. It's caught at the 6-yard line. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a first down. Brooks is not going to get in here as they push him back to the 2-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
Back at the 2 now. Here's second and goal.
Let's go now. Go.
Young takes it on the sneak. And different running backs, same result as they stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
You don't often see a sneak on second down. Usually that's reserved for a third or fourth down call. But the element of surprise was not with them, and they returned back on that attempt.
Cup 19. Cup 19. 19 tight. 19 tight. Ready?
Young with it. Third and goal. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on fourth.
7 Pirates. 7 Dragon 60. Hut, hut.
Throwing. Young. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. An incompletion there on fourth and goal from the 3. And the Falcons able to muster together a goal line stand. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it's second down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Second and 6.
He'll drop to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
But that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Looking to throw. And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety. And you don't want to pin this all on the quarterback, even when the pressure's coming. Not easy for them, but that's just something you can't do, is take that sack in the end zone.
No, you can't. But for all defensive line coaches, they're celebrating everywhere. Because what do they tell us in our meetings? It's all about the get-off, beating the offensive line at the snap of the football.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. Third quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up.
60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat.
Now Young. And now here's another interception. Picked up by Jesse Bates.
Down the right sideline.
Well, all I can do up here is just shake my head. I mean, 6 interceptions. I cannot imagine what he's thinking between the ears right now.
Well, just think of how it is for his teammates, because after the first few, you know they're going over to him, hey, we'll get them next time. Now they're probably a little bit frustrated. And if you're a receiver, you're thinking to yourself, any ball that's in the air, you become receiver and defensive back. You've got to go compete for the ball so that you don't get another one picked off.
He'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line. Here's 2nd and 4 from the 24. They'll run again here with Robinson. And he is going to lose yardage here. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
The Falcons on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. They're going to look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. And his kick is indeed good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so that you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
From the shotgun, it's Young. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Going for the deep ball. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And mark him down all the way inside the Atlanta 20. A big play there for Carolina. 69 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. Now Young. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Brooks. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. Young. Here's a diving catch right side. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
They've been in the red zone 3 times in this game and have not scored a single point. Can they break through here on 2nd and goal?
A run out of the gun with Brooks.
And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
1 yard on the play. It's now 3rd and goal.
Go! Check go!
Here's Young. And this is going to be intercepted.
And the Falcons are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
49 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times.
Well, I don't think there's any question, Brandon, at this stage. The stop troops, the defensive guys, they got to use their 3 timeouts here. They've got to stop them and get the ball back.
Yeah, if you're in that 2 to 3 score deficit window that they're in now, you got to get it ASAP.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Stop them, use your timeouts. Easier to move the ball on offense without timeouts than to stop them on defense without using them.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Back to throw here.
That's caught. Puka Nacua.
And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. The Falcons send out their punter. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. It'll be just an 18-yard punt, and we have reached the 2-minute warning. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb. And my goodness, another interception. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. I think it's safe to say this is a game he's not going to forget anytime soon, Charles. 3 interceptions.
It's rare that we see 3 interceptions by one team, let alone by an individual. And I think that after the second one, he's probably telling his teammates, any ball that's in the air, it's going to be mine. And that turned out to be true.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Robinson up the middle.
So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win.
Second and 11 now.
Let's go now.
Again, it's Robinson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, Coach, what do you want to call? He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. He's going to let it fly. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, these guys are not going to go out with their tails between their legs. They're going to keep taking their shots until the clock's at 000. But that one, like a lot of others, winds up incomplete.
Young to throw it. He finds his man, complete. That's Logan. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Panther 11, Panther 11, go! Warriors 70, 19 Lion. Alert, alert! Unlock Lion, unlock Lion.
It's desperation time. Young on 4th down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you could just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover, after turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them deflate with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field, it was slower and slower to get to the football because they just felt like if we go out there, we're just going to turn it over anyway. So it was really, really a stellar performance.
So for the Falcons, it'll be a 500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for Carolina, they'll sink now to 0-4. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.